Now, going over to the cultural part of the podcast, you have Matt Walsh reacting to Representative Ilhan Omar, who says Somalians are part of the fabric of this nation, which, given the amount of people that they imported from Somalia into places like Minneapolis and New York City, I mean, they're certainly part of the country. Now, it's brought to us thanks to Matt Walsh, and he's reacting to, this was posted by Breaking 911, and it's only about 27 seconds. This is Representative Ilhan Omar.
Somalis are not terrorizing this nation. We are helping it thrive.
Well, technically, it's negative $1.1 million in terms of tax revenue when they come here. Now, again, that's an average in terms of government handouts and subsidies. But that's a pretty big dollar amount per person.
Somalis have always seen themselves as a fabric of this nation. So not only are we not going anywhere, we are not going to allow anybody to make us feel less Minnesotan or less American.
I mean, again, you look at Minneapolis, it is Somalia. I mean, I am only partially joking when I say Minneapolis is, Minnesota is such a weak conquered state. I mean, they completely redesigned their flag, which used to be beautiful and historical, to a rudimentary bastardization of the Somalian flag. Looks pretty much the same if you were to just go to Kinko's and say, hey, make this, but don't make, copy this, but don't make it obvious, all right? Now, Matt Walsh responded, and he said, quote, there were no Somalians at all in this country until the 1920s, and only a tiny number until a first major wave of Somali immigration in the 1990s. Somalians had nothing to do with America or its culture or its history, and they have not contributed anything of value to this country at all. I mean, they did elect Zohar Mandami, so some people might say that's a good thing. Not people who pay taxes, I don't think, because, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how New York City goes, but yeah, that's pretty valid. Got 813.6 thousand views and 24,000 likes. One of those comments comes to us thanks to Amelia, who says, quote, 100%, and says, terrorist sympathizers need to be removed from our government, getting 66 likes. Cash Lorenz says, denaturalize and deport all of them, getting 5 likes. Dr. Jebra Fwashwai says, then explain this painting of our founding fathers. And he's got 344 likes. Yeah, is this? Fed Up Texan says, I can't prove it, but I feel like this might have been photoshopped. Getting 10 likes, which, yeah. Someone also says, I'm pretty sure that's Jimi Hendrix on the right, getting 15 likes. Ooh, we have a first contrarian comment. This one come to us thanks to the Furious. Is that how there's a lot of special characters in that spelling. It says the Furious Gentile. And he says, quote, oh, poor Maddie still whining about the Muslims while serving a Jew. And there's a Photoshop picture of Matt Walsh wearing a yarmulke and his hairstyle being in Jewish faith. I forget I don't know what that style is called. Obviously, I'm not a fashion or hair aficionado. It says Israel Wire Top Goy. Got 27 likes. You have Chief saying, quote, bullshit, slave trades were West Coast, but there were Somalians and Ethiopians on those ships. Look at the DNA ancestry. As a white man, you should shut your effing mouth on this unless you agree with the reparations for all ancestors of the slave trade. The U.S. getting 6 likes. 22 responses. Were they ratioed? Jeez. Jeff says reparations paid in Newports and grape soda. Getting 3 likes. Chief says, or alcohol, coke, fentanyl. Okay, so he's trolling everyone. You also have Crazy Flicks saying 3 examples of why naturalized citizens should not be allowed to run for office. And you have Zohar Mandami, Representative Ilhan Omar, Mr. Omar Fatih, who, again, he lost, but he was attempting to become mayor of Minneapolis, Minnesota. And that got 62 likes. And actually, interestingly enough, Mr. Omar Fatih only lost because there's a blood feud in Somalia. And the people here, and the Somalians here, were still upset about that, so they voted for the other guy. So it's crazy that blood feuds in Somalia are affecting United States elections. That again got 62 likes. Thomas Anthony says, quote, nothing of value. Tell that to the dying neighborhoods in the Midwest. They brought back life while you were podcasting. America is a living project, not a country club with a 1920 cutoff. The fabric is woven by whoever shows up and builds, getting 31 likes. Well, yeah, he does actually. There's some truth to that in terms of showing up and build and contribute. Again, especially, I want to say after the 1980s and 90s, especially after the 1990s. I mean, there's a big pendulum shift where, again, it used to be come to America with nothing, work like hell, and help, build up society. And then you had handouts left and right. They didn't have that, 50, 100 years ago. I mean, you came here, you worked like hell. You didn't expect, free handouts from the government. Now you get, look at New York, they were giving free hotel vouchers to immigrants and sometimes valued at $750 plus per night. You got free phones, food, room and board. Again, in terms of statistics, Somalians get about $1.1 million per Somalian in terms of the cost to the American taxpayer throughout the lifetime that they're working here or being here. That did get 34 likes. Mike Freeman simply says, oh yeah, Thomas Anthony in India getting 6 likes. Select says, quote, Midwesterner here, you're so effing detached from reality. Minneapolis is now a shithole. It's the closest big city in my area, but we all drive further to avoid it. It's laughable how people not living here always try to pretend they're informed, getting 20 likes. Shog has a cartoon of an Indian man. It says, let me tell you about your country, getting 4 likes. Just one guy says, I won't let a Punjab tell me what America is. F off, getting 32 likes. Another person just highlights, Thomas, the guys from India getting 59 likes. Going back to the main comment section, Lil Mo says, there were no Western Europeans in your 1100, your point, getting 12 likes. Waffen Cohn says, the point is that the greatest nation ever to exist on this planet was created by white Europeans, and the effort is underway to destroy it, getting 31 likes. Let's see. Going back to the main comment section. Oh, jeez Louise. Miss B as a meme. We have Photoshop of Biden trying to smell Representative Illan. He says, quote, you smell like your... Oh, okay, God, what's wrong with your German here? You smell like your brother's balls. They got 104 likes. Let's see. Crazy Fix says, quote, if you can't deport illegal immigrants, your strawberries will cost more. You know what will cost less? Your healthcare, your housing, and property taxes, getting 70 likes. Love American News says, deport them all. He is highlighting an article from the New York Post, and they say, quote, bombshell ICE sweep in Minneapolis, St. Paul finds 50% of immigrants had committed immigration fraud, getting 7 likes. Also, stealing, I believe it's over $100 million fraudulently, saying, oh yeah, they needed help from the government, when in fact they didn't. Let's see here. Cats Without Borders says, why are we wasting time arguing about Somalians? None of the 50 million illegals, anchor babies, chain migrants, paperwork Americans should be here. 0, getting 56 likes. Burt Macklin, guess he has some time now that Parks and Recreation is no longer filming, says, quote, they have stolen a lot of money from America, though. Guess that could be considered their heritage, getting 66 likes. A lot of people making fun of Matt Walsh for still working for the Daily Wire, and Ben Shapiro as well in the comments. I'd still say it's about 50-50 take in terms of people supporting or ratioing Matt Walsh here. But let me know your thoughts, because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get 6,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so click that button. Greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, and a comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback. Let me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, anyone, everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.